Hey guys, it's Jerry Aliberti, owner of Pro-Accel, back for another video. This video, we're going to talk about how to promote a positive work culture in your organization. So as you've heard on several other videos, I've worked for contractors ranging from $100 million a year to $1 billion a year. Now I work with owners in construction companies ranging from zero to anywhere up to about $100 million a year. I gathered a list of 10 really important areas that you must master to promote a positive work culture in your organization. So starting with the first, lead by example. Understand your values that you have as an individual, as an owner. Understand the values that you want to be promoted within your company, and you as an owner must lead by example. Screaming at everybody every single day, calling names, not including certain individuals in certain conversations because you want to teach them a lesson is not leading by example. All right. You are the top person within the organization. It all comes down to you. You want a positive work culture, you need to be a positive individual yourself. Next is communication. You need to have open and transparent communication. I promote all the time to have operational meetings where you hold once a month, where all the top leaders of all the different projects and including the estimators come together in one gathering. Everybody talks about their projects, no finger pointing whatsoever. Again, lead by example. And everybody talks about their projects. Everybody talks about their strengths, their weaknesses, their successes, what they're not succeeding at. And having that open collaboration and everybody kind of helping each other out. And also gives you the perfect opportunity at least once a month to tell everybody who you're not really talking to every single day, what the direction of the company is. So open communication, open door policy is certainly what you want to master. Next is employee recognition. Especially with the younger folks who are just starting out, everybody's really ultra insecure. The older folks, I know a lot of older guys who always think that they're going to get fired. It's really important to visit the projects, recognize people's attempts to try to make a great decision. They're not always going to make the best decisions in the world, right? Sometimes they're going to fail at their decisions, and unfortunately, it's going to cost you some money. But you need to recognize when they do make great decisions that they are an asset to the company as well. So employee recognition is really important. Next is training and development. Especially now, everybody wants skilled management, skilled trades. You got to put the skill in skilled management, skilled trades. Skilled management, skilled trades come with a big cost. And if you're a growing company, you're not going to have the finances to hire them right off the bat, right? So you need to develop your own people. You need your people to see that you actually care about their development. And the way you do that is through training. Training is an ongoing event. It's not something you do once a month. It's not something you do once a quarter or especially once a year. It's an ongoing event. There's different ways you can train through mentorships, and I have separate videos about that topic, so I'm not going to hit it too hard, but training and development is really important. Next is you need to promote a work-life balance, right? You're an owner. You have a lot more of a flexible schedule. I know you're taking care of all the problems on the job sites. You're working 60, 70-hour weeks. You're working 7 days a week. I get it. But all in all, you do have a much more flexible schedule. Put yourself in your salaried employees' situation. They don't have a flexible schedule. Every single day they're waking up to an alarm clock. They got to report to where you want them to report. They got to leave when you want them to leave. They got to ask permission for days off. They got to ask permission to go to a doctor's appointment. Promote a work-life balance. After a certain amount of years, you can give them a little bit more PTO. There's different ways, and for the sake of keeping this video short, I'm going to move on to the next one. But a work-life balance is certainly what the millennial generation is looking for. Team building, right? So how do you organize team building activities? a lot of companies need to invest in outside of work activities. There's walk marathons for breast cancer, for example. There's company picnics, there's barbecues. Maybe on a Friday. Once on the last Friday of every single month in the shop, you can do a barbecue. For your people, kind of bring people together and have them talk about more about their personal life rather than always talking about work, and let them understand who each other are on a personal basis. I worked for a large company once. After 3.5 years of working there were people who were literally working 25 feet away from me. I never even knew their names. I tried to engage in conversations and they keep their heads down. So you got to be able to bring people together so they have the perfect excuse to actually say, hey, my name is this. How about yours, right? So next is safety, right? Safety it's always safety first. People want to feel safe when they go to work. They don't want a contractor who doesn't want to spend money on a lanyard and now they got to climb a ladder or go on a scaffold, which is completely against OSHA rules anyways, without a lanyard to begin with. You need to promote safety. That needs to be your top priority at all times, every single day. And in your morning huddles and in any of your meetings, you should always be talking about what safety requirements are being met and what safety requirements need to be met even further. Next is inclusion, right? So I think it's really important to have all the different levels of leadership involved in decision making for projects, right? There's a lot of people with big egos. They don't want to include the younger guys. They don't want the owner to feel like that the younger guys have more knowledge over them or whatever, whatever excuse they come up with. But there's many ways where, and within a project or even in the office, you can include even the junior people. And this goes back to training as well, right? So if you're having an operations meeting, an executive meeting, maybe there's an opportunity where you can bring in a junior person to kind of see what the upper level of the company is doing. Ask them their opinion. They may have a fantastic opinion. 2, 3, 4 brains, 4 minds think a lot better than one. Next is clear expectations. Everyone loves structure. If you don't provide clear expectations, if you go out to the field and you say, all right, guys, today we're going to be excavating here, we're going to be, building that wall over there, and you're not telling everybody where you clearly expect for them to be every single day or at the end of the week, for example, then they're not going to perform at their max. They're just going to ride it out. I mean, you got to understand something. A lot of these a lot of the trades are just straight up hourly. Your management is salary. They're going to do as minimal as possible to do a good job and to have a job, really, right? So it's up to you to give them clear expectations. And a lot of people want this, but they're kind of embarrassed to ask for, hey, what do you want me to do? Because again, how's that sound if somebody asks you that? You're going to say, well, you should know what you got to do. They really want to understand how much do you want to be done, what area. People want processes, people want structure, and people want expectations. It's a given. I've talked to many people in the business, and this is a top complaint that I hear all the time. Finally, celebrate successes. I estimated over $10 billion worth of work. I ran $300 million out in the field as well, especially when I was in estimating. I worked for contractors where no matter what the size of the project was, when we won an estimate and we were a low bidder or we were the selected bidder, depends on if it was a private job or a public job, we went out to a nice lunch. We celebrated our successes, especially in estimating. That there's a lot more losses than wins. So celebrate those successes. Out on the project, you should be breaking up your projects into milestones. Celebrate those milestones when they're met. People want to, again, this goes back to appreciation, work-life balance. People want to feel appreciated. So celebrate their successes. So I hope this list of 10 helped you out. And again, comment. I would love to know what your thoughts are. like, subscribe. I'll talk to you on the next video.